Welcome students for the heat transfer lab. Today we are going to discuss on experiment number 12, that is heat transfer through natural convection. So already we discussed previous experiment, that is forced convection. What is natural and forced convection? So directly we were going for the conducting experiment. So what is the aim of experiment? To determine the natural heat transfer coefficient from surface of the tube in both vertical and horizontal position. Okay, here the apparatus is there. Suppose it is like this. Okay, in both way, vertical as well as horizontal direction, we have to conduct the experiment for finding the heat transfer coefficient through natural convection. Okay, so apparatus is chromium plate copper tube and thermocouple and control panel and transparent acrylic enclosure. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram of free convection. So here you can observe the voltmeter reading will be there, ammeter reading, and voltage regulator will be there, and temperature indicator of multi-channel. Okay, so various thermocouples are connected at T1, T2, T3, T4 at various points. Okay, so the procedure of conducting this experiment is to keep the tube in vertical position initially and switch on the main and console and set the regulator to adjust the heat input to absorb approximately 25 watts. So wait for sufficient time to allow temperature to reach steady state and note down the temperature readings from T1 to T2, T3, T4 and T5 using channel sector and digital thermometer reading. Note down an ammeter and voltmeter readings, that will be the heat input, and tabulate the heat input and measure the temperatures and calculate the convection heat transfer coefficient using below equations, and repeat this experiment to changing the tube to the horizontal position for different heat input. Okay, so this is the tabular column from serial number 1, voltage, current, watts, temperature in degree centigrade, heat transfer coefficient in practical. One is a vertical case and horizontal. Similarly for theoretically, vertical case and horizontal case. Okay, for each heat input we are going to find out the values of heat transfer coefficient. Suppose if you are going to calculate for the practical case, so for steady state condition you have to use this formula, that is heat given to the heater is equals to heat loss from the tube surface by natural convection. So this is by energy balance equation, that is Q is equal to, or here in this case W they have taken, W is equal to H A delta T, that is H AS Tm minus Ta, where W is equal to V into I, that is voltage and current, that is the heat input. Okay, and AS is the tube surface, that is pi dl, where d is the diameter of the tube, that is 38 mm, and length of the tube is given, that is 500 mm. And Tm, that is mean temperature, we can calculate by taking all T1, T2, T3, T4 together divided by 4, you will get Tm, and ambient temperature Ta, that is atmosphere temperature. So today it may be 30, and in winter season again it may be 26, like that. So depending upon the atmosphere temperature, that is Ta we have to consider. And finally we can calculate H for horizontal. If it is the horizontal case, W is equal to AS Tm minus Ta. Okay, this is the equation for practical case. Similarly for theoretical, the theoretical value of the natural heat transfer coefficient is given by H V LC by K is equal to 0.56 into Grashof number and Prandtl number to the power of 0.25 for 10 to the power of 4 is less than Grashof number, Prandtl number is less than 10 to the power of 9. Okay, this is for the vertical position. Okay, where LC is a characteristics length, and if it is for horizontal case, the same formula for this finding the values, that is HH LC by K is equal to 0.53 into Grashof number, Prandtl number to the power of 2.25 for 10 to the power of 4 less than Grashof number, Prandtl number less to the power of 10 to the power of 9. This is for the horizontal case. Okay, where Prandtl number is mu Cp by K and Grashof number is beta G into Tm minus Ta divided by Lc to the power of cube whole divided by V square, and beta is equal to 1 divided by mean temperature, okay, in Kelvin. So now we can draw the heat transfer coefficient versus temperature also, both horizontal and vertical. This is how we are going to conduct the experiment for the natural convection. Thanks for watching this video. Hello friends, welcome to this heat transfer lab. Today we are going to conduct the heat experiment on natural convection. Already you know that natural convection is also we call it as free convection. So we are not using any external source of energy to increase the rate of cooling. By naturally whatever the availability of energy is there, that is air energy, from that only we are going to cool the surfaces. Okay, from this experiment we are conducting two varieties. One is when the console and the column will be in vertical, or else that is 90 degrees perpendicular to the surface ground, and also we can calculate for horizontal. Even we can calculate for different angle also. So let us will start this experiment by positioning at a vertical, it is 90 degree or perpendicular to the surface. Okay. Let us discuss how to conduct this experiment. Here we have to switch on the mains before starting, and we will start on console. Okay, and this will be kept on, and we have to wait for 10 to 15 minutes to get heated up. Here at the centrally the coil is crowded, it is produces heat, and here various points you can observe the thermocouples are provided at different points. Here at different distance, length of this column, they have provided a thermocouple. This will give the readings of temperature readings. Okay. Okay. So this is already heated up that coil, and then we will start to take the readings. Okay, what are the things we have to consider for the readings? You already know we have to calculate in two ways. One is practical heat transfer coefficient. The aim of the experiment is to determine the heat transfer coefficient for the vertical as well as horizontal tube. So first let us will discuss about the practical case, that is according to Newton's law of cooling, the Q is equal to HA delta T. So where H is the heat transfer coefficient, and A is the area of the surface, and delta T is the temperature difference between the surface and the ambient. Okay. Let us will take the readings when it is vertical, and Q is by taking voltage and ammeter readings here. Okay. So this is the temperature knobs, various points here. Okay. Thermostat, this is thermostat. We have to keep it up to 110. So based on 110, so and 0.76 is the ammeter reading. So both product of this will get the power or input heat, that is Q, you will get it. So once if you Q you know, so we have to consider for the temperatures for various points of the column. So here through this thermocouple it indicates the temperature readings, that is T1. So okay, so let us start with this T1, 37, 32, 38, 39, 27, 15, 30. Okay, like that you will get the readings. We have to this is the temperature indicator, and by operating this knob you can find out the various temperature points from T1 to T8. Once if you know T1 and all temperature, so you have to take these readings at time intervals. Okay. Okay, this is the manual. So here the tabular column. Here voltage. See, when it is at voltage, current, and multiplication of this, you will get the watts and corresponding temperature. When it is positioned at vertical, what is the heat transfer coefficient at practical. To calculate heat transfer coefficient at practical, we have to use this formula. That is, according to Newton's law of cooling, Q is equal to, or W is equal to HA delta Ti, as I already told earlier, HA Tm minus Ta. Okay, so W is equal to V into I. In this case, we have to take the product of voltage and current to get the Q. So A is the surface area, that is pi d L. Okay, diameter of the tube is given and length of the tube is given, and you substitute and you get the area. And mean temperature is T1, T2, T3, T4, getting from the temperature from the indicator. Okay, so and Ta is the ambient temperature, so we have to consider 30, so 27 depending upon the climate or ambient temperature. Okay, and this is the modified expression for heat transfer coefficient. W, you know, W is in this case that is Q. Okay, so W is means heat energy. W divided by A Tm minus Ta. Substitute all this value, you will get the H value. It is a practical. So when it is positioned vertical, so what is the practical H that we have to enter? Similarly, for the theoretical value, we have to find out the heat transfer coefficient. Here you will get the heat transfer data handbook. You will get this equation when it is positioned at the vertical. So this is the equation, HVLC divided by K is equal to 0.56 into Grashof number and Prandtl number to the power of 0.25 for 10 to the power of 4 is greater than Grashof number and Prandtl number. So here the equation, that is HVLC divided by K is equals to 0.56 Grashof number Prandtl number to the power of 0.25 for 10 to the power of 4 less than Grashof number and Prandtl number and less than 10 to the power of 9. It is for vertical position. Okay, where LC is the characteristics length for the vertical position, so that we have to consider. Similarly, if it is for a horizontal position, see, I will show that. The same reading we can show it for, suppose if you take it in horizontal way at exactly 180 degree to the surface. So this is the horizontal position. So in this case, you have to take it for 180 or 0 degree centigrade. At the left side you can see indicator, and same procedure you have to follow for that. Okay, the same thing you have to note down the readings and use for the horizontal LC divided by K is equal to 0.53 Grashof number Prandtl number to the power of 25 for 10 to the power of 4 is less than Grashof number Prandtl number 10 to the power of 9. This is for vertical position for the horizontal position for the heat transfer coefficient. Okay, these are all the terms, values, formula we have to consider to get the heat transfer coefficient. Okay guys, you followed this experiment. Thanks for watching this video. Hello students, welcome to the heat transfer lab. Now we are going to discuss the experiment on natural convection, or also we call it as free convection. So again, this experiment is based on the Newton's law of cooling. Okay, so here the tabular column, now we will discuss about the calculation part of that experiment. So tabular column, there are few items. One is voltage, current and watts. Okay, and temperature, that is T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5 is ambient temperature, and H heat transfer coefficient for practical, this is vertical and horizontal, and heat transfer coefficient for again for theoretical, there is vertical and horizontal. So here some set of readings we have taken during the experiment. So for the first reading, voltage 120 and current 0.80 and watts is 96. The product of V and I will get the power, that is 96 watts, and corresponding temperature 57 degrees centigrade and 37 degrees centigrade and 60.5, 60.3 and 60 and so on. So again we'll come to the same set of reading we have to take for the 5 to 6 times, and finally we got the steady state readings, that is at sixth trial, that is voltage is 120 and current is 0.8 and watt is 96. We got 114.5. T1 and T2 is 121.2 and T3 is 118 and T4 115.8. okay, so final temperature, that is T5 is ambient temperature, that is 35.1 degree centigrade. Okay, next we will observe the observation column table. That is diameter is already given for the fin 38 mm, that is 38 point into 10 power minus 3 meter, or we can convert it into 0.038 meter, and length, that is 500 mm, or else we can convert it into meter, that is 0.5 meter. If you want to calculate current heat supply, that is V into I, that is 96 watts, and area is pi dl, that is pi into 0.038 into 0.5, and area is 0.059 meter square. Okay, next mean temperature. So mean temperature we can get it from T1, T2, T3 and T4 divided by 4. Okay, the mean temperature becomes 117.4 degrees centigrade, and T5 is nothing but TA, that is 35.1 degree centigrade. Now heat transfer coefficient in practical case, that is W by A into Tm minus Tf. Okay, so 96 divided by 0.0591 into 117.4 minus 35.1. okay, so that is H becomes 19.77 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, so this is the value for practical case. Suppose for the same experiment we want to calculate for theoretical heat transfer coefficient. Here the equations, that is H, and the position of the console, that column is vertical, then the equation becomes HVLC divided by K, that is 0.56 into Kirchhoff number Prandtl number to the power of 0.5 for 10 power of 4 is less than Kirchhoff number Prandtl number is less than 10 to the power of 9. If it is the case, this is for vertical position. So then Tf, the temperature, film temperature, that is Tm plus Ta by 2, that is 117.4 plus 35.1 divided by 2, that becomes Tf is equal to 76.2 degree centigrade. Okay, so this is the film temperature. So at this temperature we are going to find out the various fluid properties like kinematic viscosity and thermal conductivity and also on. Okay, so at 76.25 we won't get direct value, but we can, by interpolation method, we can find out this value. So exactly we won't get 76.25, but it is the ranging between 80 to 70. So we have to take by interpolation method, we can find out the that viscosity value. Finally, viscosity value 2.068 in 10 to the minus 5. Similarly, for the density, 76.25 we won't get it directly, but we can calculate it by interpolation method. That is density is equal to rho is equal to 1.081 kg per meter cube. Okay, similarly Prandtl number also we can calculate by interpolation method. That is PR is equal to 0.693, and at 76.25 thermal conductivity also 0.0316. So these are all properties we can get it by taking the interpolation method at 76.25 degree centigrade. Okay, so these values you can use for the heat transfer data handbook, that is a Kodandaraman data handbook, as you have studied in the theoretical case. It's the same data handbook you can use for these calculations. Okay, now Kirchhoff number equation is equal to beta G into Tm minus Ta into characteristic length to the power of cube divided by mu square. So beta is nothing but 1 by Tm. So you will get 1 by Tm is nothing but 2.56 into 10 to the power of minus 3. And Kirchhoff number is equal to 2.56 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into G is gravitational force, that is 9.8, and Tm minus Ta, that is 117.4 minus 3.5, 35.1, and characteristic length is 0.5 meter cube divided by mu square. Already we calculated and we know that is 2.068 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So finally Kirchhoff number becomes 604.11 into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, once if we got to Kirchhoff number, we can substitute this value and get the heat transfer coefficient, that is HV is equal to 0.56 into 604 into 10 to the power of 6 into 0.693 whole to the power of 0.25 into 0.010316 divided by 0.5. It becomes, that is HV is equal to 4.83 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the value for the heat transfer coefficient. So finally the result that is natural heat transfer coefficient by theoretical case 19.77 watt per meter square Kelvin, and practical case for the heat transfer coefficient, that is 4.83 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, this is the calculation part of the pin fin apparatus. Thanks for watching this video.